So making melodies is pretty fun. Honestly, it's like a video game. But when I first started out, I really used to overthink it. And I mean, even going back to before I was a producer, because I've always messed around with music and then I was like in band in middle school. So today I kind of want to just share a workflow that I think will help you dumb it down so that you don't overthink it too much. So you could just get back to having fun with it, because that's really what it's all about. And of course, I'll be working out of one of my favorite synths ever, Repro. So check out the description for free stuff. My Loops email will be down there as well. I think I'll put it on screen too. My Discord is also a really good place to link up with me if you want to work or just kick it. And also thank you so much for the support on this channel, because we just got to monetization, which is huge. So I'm just going to keep dropping dope content to inspire, educate, and entertain you. So without too much more talking, the first thing of course is finding just a dope synth patch that you like. If you're just like starting out, to use something that's like a key, it just makes a good base for your melody. That sounds really nice. That sounds cool. Just anything, and you just want to have fun with it. Oh, that sounds really nice. And so another tip I want to give you really quickly is that, so I can only play in a couple of keys, but something that's really cool is that technically I could play in any key because I can always just change the tune of the VST, right? So I can only play in like A minor, C major, and stuff like that. But if I change the key, then all of a sudden I can play in any key that I want to. And that's just such a cool trick that I've learned from some of the OGs that have come across and taught me over the years. So now I'm just gonna go up an octave on my MIDI keyboard and just play a chord progression. I don't know if I want to go like dark and like melodic, or if I want to go like just dark like this type shit. Something like more like Southside. That shit sounded hard. I don't know. But that's another tip right there, is like just learning how to use chords in general. You can play them too, but honestly, if you can just learn how to click them in your MIDI keyboard and learn how to really manipulate and use them, that's so pivotal. Again, if you can't actually play them, honestly, it's easier. It's just like that first couple of days where it's like so confusing, especially if your hands are not used to it. But it's like anything, like I said, it's like gaming. You're gonna get good at it if you practice it and if you want to. It's like Tyler said in that video, you know what I'm saying? It's not about being patient. It's really more about just wanting to do it. So it's a real shame that everyone's paying attention to this Tyler interview for what they think he said about Ian, because Tyler drops straight gems. When Maverick exclaims that Tyler must have a lot of patience for learning piano by ear on his own, bro literally shrugs it off, saying that patience is relative to what you care about.
Who taught you all of that shit? Like, where did you learn music?
I just learned it listening and just studying and stuff.
Piano, taught yourself?
Yeah.
Like just bought one in the crib? How did you teach yourself?
In the 7th grade, I found myself printing out She's Alive by Andre 3000 off the Love Below and thought I was gonna teach myself how to play it. Couldn't read music, I'm a fucking idiot. So I just learned it by ear, and then from there you go from playing two notes to
but that,
three
you
to
must
four.
have to be patient as fuck to hear it and go, where is that? Because you have to find the sound on the...
Yeah, but patience is relative depending on what you care about.
That's true.
That's all I wanted to do. So like, it wasn't like, oh, I want to hurry up and do it. Like, I enjoyed figuring it all out.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go for that darker vibe. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for like a slower tempo, probably like 132, and then we're just gonna record that in. That shit is hard. Now I'm just like moving it a little bit to kind of keep that human kind of movement with the chords, but kind of getting it more on grid. So one more tip I want to talk about real quick is that if you really want to get good at anything, the key is repetitions, because there's this whole concept called automaticity, and I'm not even going to nerd out about it, but it basically means you just get good at whatever you do a lot, which means it could be bad stuff or it could be good stuff. So like negative thinking or reading, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything. So it could be melody making. So if you really want to get good, use this workflow that I'm demonstrating for you at least one time a day. That might sound extreme, but try it for like 15 days, and then you're gonna want to try it for 30 days. Then when you do it for 30 days, come back and let me know how it works. I promise you, you're gonna feel like you on a whole nother level, bro. It's just, that's the key. So if y'all want me to do like another video where I literally talk about maybe how to build chord progressions, you know, getting more nitty gritty into specific topics about this workflow, please let me know down below, because I'm trying to help y'all eat type shit. I literally want this channel to be like a courseware, but it's just free on YouTube type shit. So lock in, you know what I'm saying? So the first thing I'm gonna do is export this. In general, it can be really helpful to export your melodies from MIDI to audio because it helps you lock in the idea. But the other main reason that I do it is Repro is such a CPU intensive VST that I try to just export what I'm doing from it and move on as quickly as I can to just delete it and move on to other parts. So I'm not like melting the chips in my computer as much. So if you have like those super big VSTs that are really intensive, that's like a really good pro tip. I've lost a few computers from not knowing that. It'll just like really prolong the lifespan, and trust me, these shits is expensive. You want to do that if you can. So boom, let's mute that pattern real quick and let's drag this audio in and see what's going on. All right, let's try something creative though. Okay, so what if we like do that but put this up an octave, and like it'll be like a really snappy quick call and response between those. Well, hold up, I have to make this one unique and then put this one up an octave, my bad. Wait, that's even harder. That's kind of hard. So what I'm going to do is just consolidate all of that. And again, working with audio like that just allows you to have a lot of creative ideas that I've learned you just aren't able to do with MIDI. So that consolidation didn't work, BT dubs. So I'm just going to render it from the master. Okay. And then I'm gonna mix it just a little bit. So I'm gonna put it in the mixer. Okay, EQ to start. And then what if I drag this preset and put it through that, and then we put the EQ on top. So this is the portal send through halftime. So it's a really dope effect. That has sounded kind of crazy, gang. Put some delay on top of that. I low-key want to do some outer space instead. Woo! Just a splash of that Neoverb on there, gang. And Neoverb is cracked with the presets, bro. And then I'm just gonna EQ on the console. That's something I've learned recently. If you can hit that console EQ one more time, you get the most out of your frequency masking. I'll link a video about that below from my main channel. And I wanna beef that signal up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a saturation send by adding radiator right here. And then I'm gonna go to this like vocal mixer preset, which is pretty good for just like adding body to melodies and stuff like that. And I'm gonna turn the mix all the way up, turn that noise off. And then I'm gonna send the melody signal here. And then I'm gonna turn that all the way down so I can mix that saturated signal in. Nice. And then I'll use the console EQ to just kind of take out some of that like frequency masking so it's not too rough on that low end. That's nice. So the next thing I want to do is find another sound from Repro and just layer those keys. It's not even anything complicated like counter melody. Like I personally don't like counter melody. I don't use them a lot and I have pretty good results in my career from, you know, staying away from it. Not that I don't use them a lot, but like I've gotten better results from not using them. So that's the main reason I don't go to them. I've definitely gotten good results from doing it, but like harmony and layering has worked way better for me. And a lot of people I've locked in with have kind of told me the same thing. They're like, I like counter melodies, but like harmony and layering seems to be like the she where you really get it moving and stuff like that. So it just depends on your style of production at the end of the day. There's really no rules, but like layering and harmony is also more fun for me than trying to force myself to create a counter to my melody. It's like I kind of already like the melody, so I don't want to go counter to it. It's like I'd rather just be in harmony with it type shit. That might be corny, honestly, now that I'm hearing myself say it out loud, but it works for me. So that being said, I'm gonna find some dope sound and layer it with basically the same chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go back into repro. So then I don't even have to pitch it anymore. And we can just cycle sounds and see something that sounds good. That sounds crazy right there. That sounds crazy too. Probably one of these. I was liking one of those. This is sounding insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This isn't, I promise you, I wish they would sponsor me, but like, if they do you might want to save up, because if UE does a sale for repro, you might want to get it for Black Friday, bro. It's too cracked. I wish it's not sponsored, bro. I wish they'd sponsor me, but this shit is crazy, bro. Cracked, absolutely cracked. So I'm gonna layer that, and I did hear a key that I kind of want to go back to. So boom, there's that organ layer right there. Kind of like mix that into. So I'm gonna add this basic melody preset from Band for Band, which there's a free version down below, which also has this as a stock preset as well. So actually the demo version has all stock presets in it, stock templates, really good stuff. Check it out. But yeah, so this is basically just what we did before on that first melody, equalization, basic stuff. I don't like such hard cuts anymore, so I'm just gonna turn that into an analog shelf. But yeah, basically just that, and then just some fruity delay too with that good old classic widen preset right there. So that's all that is. So if you ever see me use it, it's just something really basic. Helps speed up my workflow a lot. So I'm actually gonna get in here now and unmask this pad texture from that organ, because I would actually prefer that organ to have more body in the overall melody. So I'm gonna just come down here in that frequency that I know that organ is shining in, just from having practiced it so much, and that's just sounding so clean. So now I'm just gonna come in here and add another preset for coloration on this melody, talk you through that really quickly, just a little bit more saturation on there. And actually I'm gonna bypass that this time because I don't want to oversaturate this. I'll just send it to the saturation bus we have right now, that parallel saturation track. But this is just retro color, mostly for reverb. I'm actually gonna turn down that distortion too. And then this God Room reverb preset, which you can actually get for free in my March Madness multi-kit, which I'll link below. It's on the free kits page on my website. Cool, so let's send this to that parallel saturation track now. That shit sounding crazy, gang. All right, so now I'm gonna come back into repro and add that other key that I was liking. I think it was this right here. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, that's sounding crazy with the layers. For just like certain parts, we could even use it for like a verse or a breakdown or something. So I'm gonna come back in and export that as audio as well. So let's drag that in, boom. Mute repro. And then we just gonna mix that in. I don't want too much effects on this time because I already like the sound. So really just that same basic melody preset. Again, a little less harsh there. And again, I'd still like that organ to kind of be the one having the most texture in the body of the melody. So I'm just gonna EQ out in this range as well. But I'm gonna go a little bit more easy with it. So I'm gonna change the EQ to dynamic. So it's a little bit more responsive to the overall track. And I'm just gonna level that in and then send it to the parallel saturation track. It's just sounding crazy. Okay, so a cheat code that I've learned in the past, like probably 18 to 24 months that has helped me immensely, brother, is that strings are a good melody for layering. My God, pads are really good too, but for some reason, anything that's a string. So if you're doing an acoustic melody, you know, dark pianos, orchestral plucks and stuff like that, acoustic strings. So violins, violas, pizzicato plucks, staccato plucks, stuff like that, tremolo, you know, anything like that is going to sound really good. And then if you're doing something synthetic, like what we're doing right now with repro, synth strings type shit. So I've noticed like Metro does it. Southside does it, which are some of my favorite producers that I've noticed it from, but those aren't the only people, those aren't the only instances. It's like, it's just such a good trick. And it took me so long to realize like what sounds people were using to really fill up that spectrum. So strings, cheat code. So again, it's crazy that we have not really deviated from this melody like at all, bro. Just pure layering, and it's sounding insane. So I'm literally just using the same chord progression. Now I'm gonna find a dope string patch in repro. This has had me in a chokehold for so long, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this one. So let's see. Maybe I think longer is just better. Instead of having it have more movement, actually less movement would probably be better. Less is actually more. That's another just tip real quick, bro. If there's anything actually that I could ever impart from you from video to video, please let it be that less is more. My God, it just in life, brother, please heed, bro. It'll make everything so much easier, gang. Trust. I'm trying to have a way to have the thirds on top, so I think that's what it is. I want it like this. Okay, but now that makes me want to change the sound, so let's see. Damn, Jericho had me in a chokehold for a minute. Let's see. No, I kind of sound good leveled in though. I think it was too loud. Let's try some different strings. Let's see. We can always come back to that. I know where it is. That goes crazy. That's more like a brass. Brass is a cheat code too. Strings are brass, bro. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I might have to add this to the new favorite banks too, but let's just keep going. It might be that one. Come on, bro. They're making it too hard, bro. I like that. Okay, it might be this one. And we add like some side chaining to it after we export it, bro. It's quickly turned into some Metro X Southside She. I was supposed to make like R&B melodies today, bro. I'm trying to get better R&B melodies, actually. Wow. Hey, one melody a day keeps the doctor away, gang. Mute that. So this is like strings, I think. It sounds more like brass, but whatever. So let's open growth speed. And then let's do this preset, and then let's add like some reverb from Neoverb, just because they have like a really good strings preset, bro. Neoverb is cracked. Yeah, orchestral string section is so good. And I'll just EQ that a little bit with the console. So I'm gonna duplicate this over because I'm about to do a bass line. And that's my next tip, is don't forget the bass line, bro. Like, you might as well add it in. And the key with bass lines, this is a major thing that I learned, bro. Do not try to switch the bass every time you use it. Cause like, I had to learn this by actually learning to play the bass guitar, but think about it. The whole thing with bassists, a lot of their signature style is literally the kind of guitar they use. They don't like change like guitar every single time they do bass. That's like part of their style. They have like a few, even if they get into having a lot of them, that's still their collection of stuff. And over time, you will also build your collection of bass presets, patches, one shots, and stuff like that you really, really like. And even bass guitars, if you really get into instruments and stuff like that. But the key is that it's your selection. So when you have one that you really like, don't be afraid to just keep using that same one. That's like the main tip. TLDR, when you find a bass patch you like, keep using it with any instrument really, but like especially bass, because like it's really really hard to keep switching that instrument from track to track. And the cool thing is your taste in bass patches is going to be different than anyone else's. So that's going to be another way to add like unique flair to your melodies. So that being said, don't leave it out because you're leaving out the unique flair from your melodies and stuff like that. The key is just to mix it in well. And then of course to learn how to actually play them in. So let me know if you want a video on this channel about that too, because I know a little bit about bass lines and stuff because I play bass guitar. Oh bro, I'm coming up with so many tips for this video. This is insane. Another tip is when you're making melodies, so the cool part is that if you do this every day and you get better at it, you're gonna have a bunch of MIDI that you made, right? So instead of struggling with coming up with kit ideas, what you can do is literally just save every single MIDI from every single melody that you make from scratch. So then there's your free kits to send out to people, or even your paid kits. As you get better, those become super valuable. And then the melodies you make as well, of course, but especially the MIDI. Everyone needs MIDI. So what I do is I just come in here, I use Command+X. I should put my keyboard thingy up whenever I'm doing videos on this channel so that you guys can see what I'm pressing also. So I'll put that like up here. Let me see, does that get in the way of the mixer? Not really. I just can't see the time, which is actually not, and that's not even true. I can see it. Okay, so that being said, right? So Command+X, right? And then I just, boom, paste it into the sampler, and then that's it. And then I just do that with everything I do. So the next thing I'm gonna do is the bass line, then you'll literally just see me do that again. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pick a bass patch. So all that yap that I said about finding a bass patch and sticking with it is actually very true, because that's literally what I do a lot. And you know this if you pull up to stream or if you watch any video in like the last year or so. This bassland patch has me in a chokehold, so I'm literally just gonna use it to create a melody really quickly. I mean, I have a bunch of them, as you can see. Like if you even go back to the bank in bass, because I love bass, like I have a bunch of them in various favorite banks and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying, I stick with the ones I really like, and bassland right now just has me in a chokehold, so I'm gonna stick with it. That's like my bass guitar. I think I even want it to be like shorter. Nah, it could be longer. That's what she said. That's hard. I promise you that was a random note, but that's what we gonna rock with, gang. Yeah, right there, right there. Just a few simple notes, gang. I'm gonna level that in just a little bit from repro, and then that'll just help with mixing later. It's basically just gain staging. Woo! Crazy. And then so you export it, right? And then there's your bass line for the melody. So then you cut that from repro, go to your sampler, and you just paste that in there. And then you can literally just boom like this. Since I made it over 16 bars, just duplicate this. And then boom, you could push that up an octave to make it more unique. And then literally just like voice some of these down, like maybe like this. Yeah. And then maybe just get rid of these. Then slide that whole thing over just a bit. Boom, like that. And then if you really want to go crazy with it really quickly, you could open up FL keys and then from there copy that melody, paste it in here, and then go to pattern mode and then just like add some top line to it. It could be top line, it could be counter melody, it could be more harmony, just something to make it an even more dope melody. You don't have to, but I like doing it because I like to make everything I make just as valuable as possible. Oh, so you know what? Instead, why? Okay, so I'll just literally use that progression. So it's literally just going to that major chord, right? So I will delete all of these notes right here and I will duplicate. And so that I'll just repeat the motif so that I don't even do anything overly confusing to the listener or the artist or whoever, or to myself. I just want to make it nice and catchy because I literally use my MIDI that I make them for myself. So. Crazy. And then from there, you literally just export that MIDI into whatever folder you would want to. I'll just go ahead and toss it in Horcrux, actually. Why not? One a day keeps the doctor away, gang. I'm telling you. And then boom, come back in here. You cut that, paste it back into the sampler, delete FL keys. And now we're back. Then we drag that bass in. I got a really nice preset for that I like. I got a couple. So right, let's just mostly tame the power on that. And I'll take out some of that with a dynamic analog high shelf. Very nice. And then I will actually send this to the parallel saturation track just to get a little bit of buzz on that high end. That's nice. Maybe reduce the gain into that just a little bit. And I want to add one more thing from Repro just as ear candy. So I'm literally just going to come in here and they have this like effects bank that just has a bunch of weird sounds. So I'm just going to see which one of those sounds good on top of this. So that was me just playing a bunch of random keys. So what I think I'm gonna do is just record it in, and then we'll just kind of chop it up and move it around, or maybe I'll get it on the first try. I don't really know. So let's just do that. Boom. That's a cool sound though. I like that. I see why I favorited it. I need to get back to this workflow specifically for synths. Record and boom and boom. All right, now let's add some effects to that. Neoverb, honestly, and I think I'm gonna go to that experimental bank this time. Yeah, and then I think I'm gonna send some outer space into that. That's so hard. Okay, so now I can close repro, by the way. My CPU is thanking me. And I'm gonna come into band for band, and I'm gonna grab this convolution send and then just send every instrument to it. Damn, but I can't sidechain to it now. That sucks. Unless I do a bus, which I guess I could do a melody bus. That's actually fine. Yeah, that's actually fine. So we'll send the texture here. Boom. I don't need to do it for the saturation send. Boom, 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 boom. Don't need to do it for the bass. And we'll probably do it for that too. So we need to move the bass, low-key move the parallel saturation send over here. And then I actually have a melody bus preset, so we'll just use that too. The thing is, no, because I like it as it is. I'm only doing it for consolidation, so I don't want more effects for the sake of it. That's actually another tip. Don't add shit for the sake of it. Perfect. So now I can just send this whole melody bus to this convolution send, and we get a nice little tail end reverb effect, which just sounds nice. And then I can even sidechain to that so that the volume of this melody bus will control the volume of this convolution. So let's just make sure that's routed correctly. Yep, nice. And then just mix that in a little bit, do a little bit of equalization. Hey, you know what it's time for too, gang. You know what it's time for. You know what it's time for.
Long
Drums.
to take. The drums?
The drums. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. You hear me? Nothing, bro. Nothing. I don't care.
It's all about the drums.
The drums, bro. Don't fuck up the drums. You can do everything but fuck up. Just don't fuck up the drums.
I think I will actually add that melody bus preset. Well, like, I'm actually starting to like this beat, so we might actually go somewhere with this. Just on my Spotify or something. Or I might send this to one of the homies. Nah, we might have to go with the cook. Nah, I'm locked in right now, but I just did some envelope manipulation to this hi-hat. So I basically, the real thing that changed it was just manipulating that attack. So I did basically the thing you do with the 808 where you like turn the hold all the way up and turn everything down to like basically control the note length. But that's, you're not going to hear much of what that's doing for this specific case. But then I just manipulated a bit, literally just like messing with it. And then you kind of get like an interesting sound. So I don't even remember what I had before, but I'll just do it again. And then there's some other cool settings here with the echo, delay, fat mode, whatever this thing is. So you turn the feed up to start. Then you play with the time. Echoes. That shit is hard, bro. We gonna have to EQ that a little bit. Putting the hi-hats through an entire Neutron console is crazy, but it is what it is, gang. Well, more snares, because you gotta have more snares, gang. Open hats is a good like layer, since we've been talking about layers so much today. Like a good thing to just layer your drums with. All right, 808. Hey, say you like Metro Boomin without saying you like Metro Boomin, bro. This one for sure. Yeah. gonna sidechain that kick to the drums, to the bass, and the 808s and stuff like that. Same thing for my melody. Then we just split that, boom, duplicate it over like that. And I'm just gonna duplicate the pattern over like this a couple times, and then we're just gonna arrange it based off my normal arrangement style. So I'll talk you through it, but if you wanna see like a full guide, I'll link it down below. I just did one on this channel, it's pretty good. So boom, we got intro here with no drums at all, gang. And then we get into the hook. I'm gonna say, boom, nah. I'm not even gonna do that because the bass is 16 bars, right? So I'm gonna just intro with, yeah, that's gonna be hard. And then this will be bridge, and we'll literally just do the same thing again. No, we made it so far with no crash, bro. That's crazy. We made it so far with no crash, gang. Try again. Like that onto the melody bus. Boom, perfect. All right, let's take a listen to this final track, gang. Crazy. So I appreciate you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below what you want me to do next on this channel. I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be soon. Peace.